Hey there, everybody. Ice here. Good to see you all on the live stream. And yeah, that's what is it? Fourth? I think that's fourth Barking Islands live stream. Yep, today we will have some small things, small stuff, me mostly. Not something big, but important, like fixing a little bit of bugs here and there. What else? We will add flipping tables. I have already told you about them in the previous live stream, but I have not made them yet. Hi Hollow Cube, nice to see you here. Glad you remember about me. And I remember about you, buddy. Yep. So, yeah, one of the let's say new things we will make together right now is adding tables you can flip. As I told on my previous live stream, I have already added them, but they work like a tileset. And it's not great, because tileset still requires you other workarounds, and it's better to just make a separate scene, interactable table for what I want to achieve. So we will have, let's sit here maybe for 2-3 minutes. We will see maybe somebody joins live stream, and after that I will start working. Yep. The live stream will. Hey Just GM, nice to see you here as well. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. We'll be here for maybe an hour, that's for sure. Of course, if nothing super important, super urgent comes up and I have to stop my live stream, but probably not. Yep. 3 viewers, I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see 3 viewers already are here. So how you guys have been doing? Tell me in the chat. That's so funny that I finally can see your messages. I remember first 2 live streams I forgot to turn top chat to live chat, so I could not see you. See what people are writing. That was silly of me, I think, but it's okay. After this live stream, I'm not sure, by the way, I might not have more live stream in the near future. Maybe one, we will see, I cannot give any promises. But one way or another, we'll have this live stream at least for sure. Yep. Let's stick for 1 more minute here, and then I just go to Godot. And in case if music is too loud or some other problem, you know, you can tell me. Absolutely you can. Usually, by the way, that's me who turns the music a little bit lower. I usually don't listen to lo-fi music, but interestingly enough I like it. Since I started streaming, I like it. That's funny. Oh, Reese hosting an hour jam, I should check that out. Client project. Client. Yeah, you're freelancer. Yeah. Reese is making an hour jam. Huh. I should check that out. Maybe I can do something. 4 concurrent views. That's great. Okay, and it's already almost 5 minutes since I started, so I think we're ready to go. I turn on the screen. Barking Irons. And you know what? Actually, one more moment. I'll copy the tasks from my Google Keep to Notebook, so you don't see my Google Note. Like, there is nothing super special there, but you know, private stuff. Yeah, you understand anyway. Cool, I've been trying to get back into doing some ink art, but I've still been doing a little bit of pixel art. That's great. You still can. As long as you do stuff, as long as you enjoy it, that's great. Maybe you will take a break. Let's just imagine you are taking a break from pixel art, but you're doing ink art, then you get some insights, and that's great. Now you have more insights, you're fresh, and you come back to pixel art with new ideas. That's just great. And that's partly how it happened with me and pixel art. I mean, with my pixel art and game development. Right now I'm not doing pixel art that actively as I used to, but while I still was learning heavily, or like really heavily, before I became a content creator myself, I was very often working on game development for 2-3 weeks in a row. Then I would switch to pixel art for maybe 2 weeks, and that's how it worked for maybe a few months. That's how it happened. And I'm speaking about the period from July 2020 to maybe December 2020. Something about that time period, you know. Always switching, so I always was refreshed. And it helped a lot. But yeah, let's come back to Godot. Here are our tasks. Fix the enemies. So the problem with the enemies is that I have overhauled the weapon system. Weapons are better now, you know. The system is different. But the entities, except for the player, they use the old system to shoot, to do stuff. So right now I'm gonna fix it. Wait, what? He was supposed to crash the game, you know. Yeah, now that's different. Middle forced. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, I also need to be doing it to get back into the way I do schoolwork, since they don't really accept pixel art for art project. Oh damn, it's out. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you. Yeah, HoloCube. I can understand that. Not so many people would regard pixel art for art. Just like game development, nobody really takes it for serious, you know. Well, there are people who take it for serious. There are great people who will understand, if not what you're doing, then you. But still, yeah, that's how life goes. You still have to work on different stuff, and it does not always immediately bring you something back. But it's okay, it's part of life. And I think that's what really helps you develop in different directions. Like, this thing doesn't work, so I should probably invest into this as well. And then you have two things. It doesn't have to be like this, but for instance, from one you can get joy, that's your hobby, and other, like your job, where you are paid money. Of course, ideally you would have the job that you enjoy, but yeah, you know, I just mean that it's okay to have stuff that requires attention. Yeah. So, okay. If merely forced, then I have to... Okay, the problem... What is the problem? The problem is with this. Let's check once again. Where is the revolver? Here it is. Well, I don't really need it. I'll just move player closer. So, it seems to me like the enemy has their line of sight and shoot line of sight, and collides with the player. Visible collision shapes on, and am I right? Yes, I'm right. That's their shoot line of sight. Melee is not forced, but we don't have this currently. And well, let me see the issue once again. Invalid get index 0 on base dictionary. And it's unarmed. And we... Yes, there is nothing like this, so there is a revolver and torch. So you just basically have to... Okay, we'll come to level base. Let's see. Okay, that's not here. Fine. We shall find it somewhere here. Check player and detection shooting. If it collides. Yeah. But we don't have a revolver here. Oh my. I think before I crashed my project it was all working perfectly. I think. Maybe I forgot something. But that's clear that right now I have to basically rewrite some of this code. And well, honestly it's not that bad. Right, so because all I have to do once again. Well, in fact, I shall check. I have to expand the code, the functionality, because enemy will be able to now also take torch, and that means that I will rewrite some logic, because for instance for a revolver he can shoot further because the bullets are quick, you know. And if you have torch, probably either the torch should be very quick or I should decrease the distance from which he should shoot. And that's not that bad. I mean, the only issue is that I'm just trying to understand what were I'm thinking back then. Oh, well, it makes sense. It makes sense. I just check first. Yeah, it makes sense. I think I would say the whole thing is fine. Then let me duplicate this. Say torch line of sight. No, throw line of sight, because let's stick to the logic. Hit, shoot, and the next action is throw, right? Then on ready, bar throw loss. Then here we go for else. And now we're gonna see if what is the current state of the enemy. If he has a torch, then we will check if the player is in detection of the line of sight for torch. If not, then for shooting, obviously. And it will work because in my game you will be able to have one weapon at a time. Unfortunately, you will not be able to put it all in your backpack and carry 10 weapons with you like you would have done in Minecraft, but yeah, it's Wild West. You don't have to be overweight, you know. And you guys, how usually it happens for you when you come back to your old script file? What do you usually feel like? Tell me, I'm interested. Like, I'm usually okay with it. As you can see, I just have 1 or 2 minutes. Like, okay, what were I thinking of? And usually, I just like to make systems that are logical and consequential. So even if I don't add any comments to that, and usually I don't because I don't work in team, I have to learn this skill, you know, where should I really add comments. But for me, usually, at least I can understand them, because my logic is similar. Yep, so here, no. So here, oh yeah, it's fine. So here I just, as you can see, I say that by default we will check if the player is in shooting range. But if the enemy actually has a torch, then we will check the throwing distance to him. And based on what we have chosen, we'll see if he is in this distance. If he is, we'll attack in this direction if we can. Now we go to this method. So, apparently, just like a side note, here, I don't know if you like this, but since I do a lot of tutorials and stuff, I like to share my knowledge, my experience, all of that stuff. So here, as you can see, I have the armed states enumeration and the current armed state variable. So at any given point in time, you are either unarmed or you have a revolver or torch, and it can help you with deciding how you should attack. But the problem is that enemy will not. Well, you can make him shoot when you're right in front of him, but why would he do that, right? Just imagine if you had an enemy right in front of yourself and you had to deal with him quickly, you would probably kick him first, punch him, and then you would shoot, right? Because it really saves you time. Same here. I wanted to go for this system, and just asking if the enemy is unarmed. If I'm unarmed, then I hit. It's not enough, because once again, you can have the revolver, but you still want to hit your opponent, your rival. That's why I also have this melee forced variable, and it's quite easy to work with, because by default it's not forced. But still, that's interesting. Why? I mean, it obviously goes here. So it like thinks, and it shouldn't be like this, you know. Hi, a bit late. No, you're fine. You're fine, absolutely. We still have like 40 minutes to go for at least on this live stream. Right now I'm fixing this bug with the enemy. That's interesting. Why do I Let's do it like this. Else if current armed state is not armed states unarmed. So this way there is no, it doesn't seem like there will be any problem with this. Let's see. Yeah, hit me. Yep, he hits me. Now he shoots. Great. Oh. And he still receives damage. Oh yeah, probably I should add it to my feature list. Okay, let's see. Status effect. On fire in a water fire feature. So yeah, I can add fire to status effects. But you know, since I already have this thing. Hey. Hey. Why cannot I edit it? Yeah, here we go. I'll fix it at some point. When the game is stopped. Entities. Paused. I said I should say paused. Paused entities. Continue. No, I don't need another one. Continue to burn. At some point I want to make a video about all my productivity tips, about how I game design games. In fact, do you want to see Barking Irons. Well, Barking Irons is empty. Do you want to see the system right now? Just have a glimpse at how I organize my game's development. I mean, other. Well, if it isn't John Ives. Do you guys want to see right now my approach, my notes, you know, how I organize, plan development of my games? So far, that's the biggest and most comprehensive plan of development for Barking Irons. And I mean it because that was the only project I did not describe at first right away in the game design document. I started working on it, and in fact I had like 3 ideas. I told you about that in the very first devlog about Barking Irons. I had like 3 ideas, and I do want to see that. Okay, yeah, let me just finish. I had like 3 ideas, so, and every day I either changed my vision of the game, or I just, changed my vision, because the first thing that I had was this revolver drum animation when you shoot the revolver and it rotates, and I wanted to save it. But as I said in the video, I did not want to drop it, I did not want to remove it, so I could not. Yeah, and at the end I finally got the vision of the game as it is right now. And still, it was not like this when I released the gem version, but that's how it goes. Still I haven't finished my idea, but anyway, not a big deal. Let me just switch to, for a second, in the other window, so I don't show any other things. Yep. So now here we go. That's my Notion. I'm not promoted by that. I'm not sponsored by them, you know. But I would appreciate if they did. So here is my Godot game dev. The things that I really use are these project tasks. Huh. Yeah, I did this at some point. So, oopsie, not. Oh. So, oopsie, not. Oopsie. I have shown a little bit of my info. Okay, not a big deal. Top secret information. Here are my projects, all my released projects mostly. Here you can see cancelled and currently continued Barking Irons. That, I don't really use it that often. But here I just dump ideas. I even used to write some of them in Russian back in the day. Plots and sketches. So like, here I have the ideas. Like different ideas that are completely random and you basically can put them in any game you want. Then plots and sketches. The name is comprehensive, you can understand what it is about. So usually that's some concept. Usually it's something you can build a whole concept on. He's sponsored. Ah, I do want to see this. Now you want? Well, yes, you want to see this, but I'm not gonna show. And plus, you'll be able to go back and see what was on that page. There is nothing super confidential, I would say. And that's this thing. I never used it. Like when I created, by the way, I created this. I started using Notion more than a year ago. So that's June 6th. No, that's June 7th of 2020. It's not 2021. Yeah, I should probably update the date. So initially I thought I I can add my plans here, but later down the road I understand that it's not very convenient to do that here, because I always did that in my to-do list. Every day I make a to-do list, and yeah, that was just redundant. I did not have to do that. Yes, but what's important is here. So Barking Irons is really not a big deal here. Well, wait, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Okay, so yeah, I think I can show it right now. It has quite some information on this. Game design document. Usually the very first document I start my working on my game from, and as the name suggests, it's game design. The main ideas of the game, the main features of them, the definition, even because you have to have a clear vision of what you're making, and then you just say everything about your game that it has. Well, I know some companies, I know that everybody understands game design document by their own definition. For somebody, it's a wiki. And like, imagine if you had to, if somebody asked you to read a whole wiki about the game before working on this game in the company. That would be scary, you know. For some companies I know, it's just a small document with general information, maybe specifics regarding a certain area you're from, like graphic artist. Okay, so here are more specific details for you. But again, everybody understands it differently. I understand it because I'm making small games, usually that are jam games. You don't have them that big, so you can just write it all down here and it will take up to 10 minutes to read it all, you know. And it really helps because you have the vision of what you want to make. You connect all of the ideas and stuff, and you understand what you want to see in the game, how it should be working, and therefore you know what you should be working on. You are able to make a plan. And that's where we come to project plan. It's not really this big. It's an out plan for the full game. Let's post-release jam here. So that was the table, the plan that I used while I was making the game for the jam. It starts from day 4th because, as I told you, for the first 3 days I was just hanging around, understanding what I want to see in the game, wanted to get the vision. And on the day 4th I finally understood what I want and I could make plans. I'm hella big booth. I'm curious, do you make a starter kit from your entity base and use that every time, or do you build from scratch every time? Is this considered cheating in game jams? No, usually game jams allow you to use pre-existing code. And yeah, I will be honest, I have my entity base script. It contains all the necessary information like HP. Like, I make games that you can steal. They may be different, but there are very common aspects like health, damage, hurt boxes, hit boxes, all of that stuff. And in fact, I could just make a template project ready. No, I don't make a template project, but I do copy code from my. It's not cheating in game jams as long as you don't make your game fully like this. Because if you really think of that, if you know your code, if you write it a ton of times, then is there any difference whether you copy that or not? You know, at the end the system is the same. and you're just basically losing time. You know, it's a gray area because nobody can really say when you should stop, when you should end. But you should be just what is the word for that? Conscientious, I don't know. You just feel what is right, you know. The amount of how much you can copy. And I don't see anything bad. Like in my game, look at entity base. Let's go to variables. So these signals, they are always here. My entity, it's always a kinematic body. It always has these signals. It has these variables, these. well, well, look. Except for the pick to revolver signal, all these variables are constant in my project. Even if I don't feel them all, like heat effect or death effect, I might not have them. I still copy them, because the system is the same. Heat scene depends on what kind of weapons I make. Sometimes I make weapons that are a separate scene. Sometimes I make it like here. Heat, when you punch another enemy, the heat is created from the player, from the entity, I mean. When you punch something, it's created from you. But when you shoot somebody, you have a sprite. You have a sprite, and the projectile is created on this sprite's global position. And it's built in for every entity. Even horses in my game have revolvers and torches. They are just not shown, and they don't have ammo, you know. Yeah, it depends on the approach you use. But yeah, coming back to your question, sorry for being long-winded a little bit, but I just want to give you a comprehensive description. I reuse a lot of code. Building up a code base is really good idea for both game jams and project. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't started. I did not announce it anywhere, but I opened a Pastebin account. That's a website where you can just paste your code and save it. And I even saved my code on Soundtrack Player there. And I often come back there, I copy code and paste it into my new project because it works. For Barking Irons, I copied Soundtrack Player code. No, wait, I wrote it myself. I already had ideas, but I made the system myself and then I pasted it to Pastebin. But yeah, I have a Soundtrack Player, I have Entity Base, I have Hitbox template, all of that stuff, yeah. Sometimes game jams have the limitation to create everything new, but I think everyone just copies some code from other projects. I also do it. Yeah, like, they do. I have seen this. Like, some do say you have to create everything from new. Maybe I just don't have that much experience with what the kind of you participated. But yeah, very often they say you should create everything by yourself, but quite often they also allow minor pasting code, you know. It almost feels like reinventing something all over and that can just take all the creative flow gems start with. Yeah, absolutely. That's why you should have templates, because you don't want to reinvent the wheel, you know. You want to implement your idea. And honestly, if you make something good with this template, if you implement the idea, I don't think anybody will be against that, you know. Yeah, you have a little bit of competitive edge over everybody else, but the whole point of the jam is improving yourself, right? And yeah, you might copy a lot of code, but people will see that, and it will not feel right, you know. Everybody is different, but If you're a nice person, you feel like it's not right. If you play Half-Life and Portal, you might notice they both play very much the same. It is because both games use the same game engine and the code base created in the first Half-Life. Exactly. Well, Half-Life first was created on a, Goat source, which is not actually the source engine. Then they exported it on source engine. That's what I know. Yeah, but exactly. Many games have the same game engine. Many popular games, they don't have to reinvent the game engine, nor they have to rewrite the movement code, because it helps with prototyping. And what you really do when you make a game for a jam, you prototype. You never make a whole game for a jam, even if the idea is discovered good enough. No, it's still a prototype. So you should not waste time on reinventing the wheel. I would just say, I mean, they probably just mean don't download big projects, that kind of you see in tutorials, and just paste your assets there. Of course it's not gonna work. That's cheating, that's really cheating, because it did not work at all. It's a question of putting work in, And it's easier to say don't create everything by yourself than saying all the picky details, yeah, not a big deal. But anyway, let's come back to my system. So here is my jam project plan, and I have even a few views. Like here is the view by day. So I always knew what I should do on every day. It doesn't mean I always did it on that very day, because sometimes I may be on day 6, I did not finish this, for instance, let's say camera shake, but I already want to make a menu, which is highly improbable, but still, let's imagine this, right? So I may do something that I planned for another day, while on the another day I will do something from the previous day. But still, these days helps, because now you have a plan how you're gonna make it all work, So it's not like you should keep that all in mind. And the whole point of these productivity systems is not to overburden your mind with information, because you will not be able to think if you... Your mind is for having ideas, not making them, as Ali Abdaal, one of the productivity YouTubers, say. You have ideas in your mind, but you don't keep them, so you should save them somewhere. Let's go by day but not completed. Usually that's what I have, so I see only what I have yet to do. Then by day, not completed, not sleep on. Yeah, I have some systems that I said sleep on, like add visual effects. I said sleep on that. I don't want to do that. I have more important stuff to do, right? By status, and also by status, of course. Here, progress, completed, not started. Yeah, let's come back to the other window. That's probably it for showing my system. Wow, you have chat quite a bit. Thanks for your input, guys. The thought is often how far back do I have to go to be original? Like, do I have to make my own game engine to be truly original? Hell no. When you start to make when you really find your passion, your ways, that's how it was for me. When you find the right people, you start understanding that you are actually a whole. You're a whole person. You have all of that. You are already creative, because you have been putting work into that. And you don't worry about copying or being original enough, because there is nothing truly original. Steve Jobs, do you know what he was inspired by? Who was he inspired by? Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci. He was inspired by nature. Nature, it all evolved. You cannot see a species that was created somewhere, not from this world. No, it was made on Earth. You know, it came through evolution from something small. So the originality does not come from making it from empty space. Originality comes when you combine knowledge and ideas and insights from different areas. That's what did Leonardo da Vinci. How he made a lot of stuff inspired by the nature using science. So he combined his. And by the way, he did not differentiate between art and technical knowledge, between science. Art and science was the same for him, but we still can differentiate it. Like, he combined nature, art, and technology, and that's something new. You know, you don't have to worry about this. You'll find your voice. Please be original. Godot is already a code base that does a lot of the heavy lifting. Well, that's what game engines are for, you know. If we go to extreme, of course you can download templates and just download Flappy Bird game template and put your own sprites in, but you know, then But yeah, game engines, they are for that. You want to be a game developer, you don't want to be a programmer of an application. Game engine is an application in a way, you know. You code an application. It's not a game. You code an application to make games, but it's still not a game. You know. If you really want to make a game from scratch for a game jam, you have to create a game engine and invent a new coding language and create an image editing software for sprites. Yeah, like, you never can be truly original. And yeah, Argent, since you said that, if you go to extreme, you have to create your own operating system, right? Because you're like, you're working on that system, so you have to create your own processor, right? You see where I'm going? We are too focused. No, not we are. In society, the dominant idea is that you have to be super original. You know, like, probably that comes from school where you cannot copy from your friends. And you know, it's fine, because you have to do your homework by yourself. But still, once again, how did you do homework? You had material. You had material from that, and you did something on based. Make your own computer to code on. Right. Make your own factory to make computers. Make your own society. You know, yeah, we can stop talking about this right now. But yeah, just my message is, don't be afraid. You will be original. Try to copy someone. You understand you cannot copy. Like, you cannot make a 100% accurate copy, even if you try. It can be a ripoff, but you will never make a perfect copy, you know. That's funny. I had 4 plans in case I run out of time, and if I were not talking, I don't mind talking. I like talking with you. I love spending time with you guys. But if I were talking, I would probably already be on the 4th point here. No, that's not what I want to open. I want to open Godot. Yeah, let's come back to enemy base. Well, we did this. Great. Let's say it's done. No, I don't want to save it. Enemy. We don't need an enemy, we need a table. And it's in objects. Structures. Table. Here we go. So herdbox, I should turn it... You know what? I'll add, and no, I'll add script for this with just one function. Turn off. Almost like shut up, but turn off for Herdbox, you know. No, I mean set collision shape disabled. Disabled boolean set deferred disabled. Here we go. Now we go to table. I turn it off. What I want to make is that while the table is standing, you can shoot through this. The projectiles, all of that stuff, it will fly over it. But, and it will not collide with it. But, when you flip it, it becomes an obstacle, and you can hide from behind this. So now Herdbox is working, and it really protects you from bullets. Game just require an original game, which is mostly just the mechanics and goals within that frame. If you're not copying over entire game loops, then that would be cheating. Yeah, exactly. They just want to... Original means something that... It's hard to say what is original in fact. Because like you can... Tetris. There are so many ways you can make Tetris. You know. And the core idea is the same. Or let's go Minecraft. This block placement and removal system. It's like it's the main feature of the game, right? It's the main it's the sandbox. But so many you can have so many variations of that. You can have that in 2D or in 3D. You can, and what really defines the project is what are the other features, what is the context. You know. So it's fine. Don't worry about this. You can make bad games. I mean, if that's your first game, I will be honest, it will be bad. You will not be satisfied with it. But you take you learn the lesson. You learn the lesson. You go, and you move on. So yeah, let's get to the flipping tables. It proves to be more difficult in technical design than I thought. Because I can make this table one scene. I can make it so this table is one scene, but the flip table is another. Sounds fine. But no, I don't want it. Like, it's still the same table. Gee, that's difficult, I must say. That is difficult indeed. Okay, well, I have another idea. We can table. We will The thing I'm doing here is awful. I mean, it's ridiculous. The thing. No, that's actually ridiculous. That is ridiculous, I mean. Okay, well, let's see what code I have for the structure. Yeah, by the way, see, I copied quite a bit of code from entity base to structure base. So it's like, it's not an ultimate. Oh yeah, it's an ultimate template for whatever you do. If I could step back in my project, if I knew that I will add structures like that, of course I would add some very base code, then like say, I don't know, structures is not an entity but destroyable object, let's name it like this. Then from there I have entities and structures. They share the same HP change, got hit, all of that. They share hurt box, sprite, all of that. Catch fire area, they will share everything. Well, you know, like, if you flip a table, of course it's not gonna stay like this, it's gonna be in front of you. But you know, I think I should not. Yeah, let's not overcomplicate things. Screw them, you know. Let's not overcomplicate this whole thing. I would just do what I want to do. Do my thing. Function turn flip. Now. Wait, don't I have herdbox reference? I don't? Are you serious? Really, I don't. Huh, that's funny. Right now I will just move it to the right I don't have to care that much about that's hard. That's hard. Okay, well, I can move the table in a way, sort like, if I move, I hope. Okay, just hang on for a second. I want to make sure I will not do bad stuff to my project. I will not change it so I cannot cancel the changes. I will save it right now on GitHub. So I open you back. Barking Irons. I just want to move all the. You see what I want. Table flippable. No, I don't need. Table flippable is bad. I need table. Just plain out table. How much does it take? 8 pixels. Okay, that's fine. Now, if I move this, let's first check it on sprite. If I move the sprite and then I rotate the table. No, that's too far. Then 6. I mean, no. Nah. Transfer minus 6. Now we do something like this. Wow. You're not actually flipping it, you're not throwing this, but, you know, that will work, I think. Minus 4. It's not like you're flipping it, but still that's something. Still that will work. You know, that will work. Okay, let's... Oh, and we basically have to move it all. Yes. And here. Now, if we move the table, now it's like this. And it's all good. Probably I would just need to have... I would just have to update the texture, you know, so it... I might need to update the texture, but that's not the thing for now, you know. What am I making right now? So when I'm placing that's so when are you planning to release the game? Oh buddy, I wish I could tell. Alright. The game, I expect the game to be the single player part. The most of the game will be ready by the end of the year, that's for sure. But you know, you never know how much polish will take. And plus multiplayer. I knew how to make multiplayer, but at the end, let's say I encountered a problem and I realized that I will not have the support I need. So I will have to, after I finish the single player game, mostly at least, I'll find another tutorial series or somebody else to help me with the multiplayer. It's really hard to tell because that's my first game. I have to do a lot of stuff. I I would like to do a lot of stuff just for experience, even, you know. Marketing. Oh yeah, you know, marketing, collaborate, and all of that. Mostly marketing. That's the most unsure, what I'm unsure of. You know, you never can be sure about marketing. How much time it will take. I don't have a Steam page. I don't have a Steam accounts. I mean, for games I have to buy for that. Hi bro. Hi Xenera. What am I making right now? I want to add the feature to flip tables. So you can, like Lenny, you know, Lenny flip table. Yeah, so you can do something like this. Just flip this table because you can, you know. I can even you know what? Lenny flip table. I'll put it on my live stream right now. Open, copy link address, copy image address. That's what I need. Let's just see how it's working. Browser. No. Browser. Lenny flip table. And I don't know. Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I need. Now I have to cut it a little bit, you know. What is it? 5. Oh no. What am I doing? That's funny. You know. You can see it right now in the corner. That's okay. Oh, so well, I don't even have to change the position. I have to raise target rod degrees 90. Okay. Yeah, see you too, Artindi. Okay, let's see what I want. Exponential, let's... Oh no. When you flip a table, how does it look? It's not like linear for sure. But it's like super quick. You know. Oh well, you know. I'm just really trying to imagine how we flip a table. Right now I'm doing some polishing, you know. Right now in live stream, I'm doing polishing because I really care how you flip a table. That's probably the that's probably the most interesting one of the most interesting things you can see when going on a game dev live stream. I don't know. So well, it just takes a little bit of delay, right? It just takes a little bit of delay. That's all I can see. Let's go maybe for sign, maybe. Let's pick sign. Usually if you don't know what you should choose, you pick sign. Out. Right? Yeah, let's go with out. Delay 0.1 and here this. Yeah, I don't know. Flip tween. Start. Oh man, now I have to add. Okay, I know. I will just add var flipped ball. I will have to add a special area for the player to see if he can flip a table. Then I need to see which table is inside of it and to do it. And it will take a little bit of time. I don't want to do that right now. No. Let's just keep it simple. Function physics process. I'll fix it later. I'll optimize it better. For right now, all we have to have is just a working system. Is action just pressed? Do I have name action? No, I have the name ability. But well, let's say action. Just action. Right. That will work. That will do the job. Now we will move the table a bit. Yep, it works. It's like it works. That's the most important. It works. What do I have here? Yeah, not so much talking right now. We have been streaming for 1 hour 15 minutes, so I'll probably just see how it's working in the game. Maybe a little bit, a few minutes more of testing. Oh, turn off the enemy. It's all working. Yay! The delay, I should not have this delay. And probably I really need to make it juicy, you know? Also, export audio stream var sound effect flip stream. I have to make it juicy. I have to make it juicy. The problem is, I want to make it jump. Oh well, I can make it jump. I can make an animation player that will make... I'll add a note about this. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I'll add a note about this. Interactive tiles. Add and... And I have not yet started it, so it's dark. You really think so? Huh. Like, you really think it looks great? Not that great to me, but, you know. What is great are your animations, you know, seeing your games, your effects, you know, all of that particles. I'm like, oh wow, he's good, you know, he's good. Let's see this back, you know, it will move it a little bit, not the way you want, but still, let's see how it works, right? Back. Wow, that's nice actually, I like it. Look. Plus, we are not going for realism, right? And, well, you know what, I just realized that in real life, if you flip the table, it would happen the same. It will go a little bit on the side, but it cannot fall, right? So it comes back. So it's actually nice, you know. It goes a little bit over the top here. Let's then, if we have this, let's see the other function. In out. Is in out. No. That's not the proper way to name it. Well, why not? I like it actually. I like it. You know, that's funny. No. That's funny. Now it's funny. I might not even need an animation. All I have to add is some fancy visual effect and a nice sound effect, that's it. Exactly, it's a bounce. At first I wanted to go for realism, like it would not probably move in real life, but you don't have to be realistic in real life, right? I mean, in games. Realistic in real life, but sounds bad. They are easy to implement. Have you tried, if you tried Godot, do you think, have you tried Godot? Just the last question, you know, before I end the live stream, say bye-bye. Have you tried Godot and the Godot particle system in particular? I just haven't tried Unity, so, and I have never seen a comparison. So if you did, I'm interested if you did compare it for yourself. I heard that Unity is powerful, particle system is powerful, but how powerful is it? I don't know. How about the table shadow? Wouldn't you need to remove that and let the background be background. You mean I can remove the shadow so it doesn't move? Well, that sounds reasonable, that sounds fair. I see what you mean. Well, with the shadow, I might just add another shadow. And because I want to have the light consistent. The light comes from upper right corner. So sun is like in up right. I might just add a shadow as a separate scene. I mean as a separate sprite. 2 shadows actually. And the original one disappears when you flip a table, and then the flipped version of this appears when it's on ground. I might do that, yeah. Because that's the only way I can think of right now without making it too complex. So that was nice, I would say. And actually flipping tables was not that bad. I suppose I will have to do more work. I was not discouraged by the work. That sounds very good, yeah. That's how you that's what technical designers do. They understand what you have to do, and then they give coders the task. Well, usually... Oh, I would tell you, I don't have game dev company experience. I want to say burn circular ground shadow, haha. Well, yeah, I thought about this, and if you look at my gem version of the game, I have the circle shadow. I think I took it from Hard Beast Action RPG course. That was the small shadow from there. Probably even scaled it down, maybe. No, I didn't. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't want to add any additional colors, and that shadow is transparent on. And I always want to make the shadow in my game like one. It should not go down below you. It's like on the side. Maybe a little bit up if you're big, but it never should go below you, if it makes sense. But what I wanted to say is, I thought I would have to do a little bit more work on table flipping. I knew it was not difficult. I was actually excited to do that, but I did not expect that after a little bit of thinking I would come up with such an easy solution. Like, I just rotated. I thought I would add an animation, no, I just rotated. Literally. And I just change and enable the hurt box, and that's it. It still has a little bit of work to be done, like testing, fixing bugs, deciding this shadow thing, deciding which direction it should go, but yeah. I circle shadows. Yeah, not a problem with them. I mean, it just the aesthetic I wanted to go with for my project. If I had an artist, I would let them do that, but I cannot hire an artist right now, And of course I could ask a friend of mine to do that, but I don't know, for some reason it doesn't feel right for me to ask somebody to help me with a game, basically to commission me. Well, I mean, me to commission them without paying anything. I may promise a % from the sale, from the revenue. That's not too bad, in fact, and as an idea. But we will see how it's going. Yeah, I might do that, might not. But regarding this project, there is so much to do, the future of this project is hidden in shadows, and this week I had a lot of live streams, as you could see. I had 3 live streams, and the week before I had another live stream. I did that again, as I said in the beginning of this live stream, because soon I won't have that much time to have them. So I wanted to hang out with you, you know, to interact, to speak with you. After that, and it's good for you to hear me right now. After that, I won't have that many live streams going, and what I really want is to focus on the development of Barking Irons, because before, like, the ratio work on Barking Irons to making devlogs was like 1-to-1, and it didn't feel that great to me, because if I wanted to do something in the game, I can just add it in 2 days, you know, 2 days of work on Barking Irons and then 3 days of work on the video. Doesn't feel that great. Hey, it was fun. A few minutes more and that will be over, yeah. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, so in my plans I have to a little bit relax on making devlogs, on making live streams, but really focus on adding content, developing the game. So I really have something to maybe not show, but to have something in the game. Some reasonable amount of things, you know, if I can say it like this. Of course I will not stop making videos. I already have a tutorial, I already have a secret video soon to be published. So I already have 2. One is already made, another is being finished. I already have 2 videos ready. Then I have scenario scripts for other videos. So the thing is, I will keep going, you know. You'll keep seeing stuff from me. It's just that it will not be as often, because I really need to focus on my stuff. I want to put in I want to put in value, and I want to put time in work, you know, if it makes sense. I don't want to just do a little bit of stuff and then spend a ton of time presenting this. No, the whole point is for me to work, and then show you a little bit of this work, so you just go, wow, not bad. Not like I want to impress you. I just want to share my path, you know. But anyways, that's enough talking. So this stream was great. I was glad to have you all, to see you all on this live stream. Martindi, Mr. Braga, Just GM, Stefan, all the occasional guests. I was glad to see you. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Have a great day. And you'll hear from me very soon, I guess. Yep. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for coming.